What's going on, my people? Happy New Year. Welcome to 2 Cents, where we talk about any and everything and give our 2 cents. I'm your host with the most, Romy Mac. Welcome back. This is 2020. Welcome to 2020. 2020 is bringing forth a lot of different opportunities. So people are going to be starting new lives, doing different things. And I just want to go into what of course, you guys have been following the show the past couple of weeks. It's just been following what I got going on with mental health and stuff like that. And I won't even, just keeping it straight with my audience. I am going through the storm of my life right now. And it's just been very, stressful beyond reason. Something that I wish that I had under control. It's just like everything that could go wrong in my life feels like it's going wrong all at the same time. I know it's preparation for destination, but this shit is really killing me right now. I'm paranoid beyond reason, depressed beyond reason. I am just I'm learning what mental health is as each day goes by, and I'm trying to get myself together. And I just really do wish that I wasn't in this position, but it's part of the process. I know it's going to make sense someday, but for now, this is what I got to deal with. So, with that being said, let's get the show started. I want to thank everybody for joining us again for this episode. I really do hope that you get your own self checked out as far as mental health goes, and know that you are not alone in this fight. It's a dark fight. It's a hard fight for a lot of us. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to get out of this thing and learn what all it could be. Could it be stemming from like PTSD from the military, PTSD from growing up, whatever it is? But I'm here and I'm going through it. But with all that being said, like I said before, let's go ahead and get Deacon Balls to the pulpit. Deacon Balls, what's up, bro?
What up, boss?
Ain't nothing, man. We just getting everything going, trying to get this show knocked out before I walk up in this gymnasio and get the New Year's workout in. Figure out what to listen to when I'm in there. I don't know what that might be, but we gonna get this thing going, bro. Yeah, you and you and Griselda gang. That's definitely the go-to. You and Donnie. What up, Donnie, man? Talking about the Griselda gang. Great group. But, what's popping and pop. We're going to go ahead and get started with that. And we got the news yesterday, roughly, I'm going to say, I don't know if it's the first major death of 2020, of the new decade. But ex-NBA Commissioner David Stern passed away at 77 due to a brain hemorrhage that he suffered last month. Yeah, he suffered it last month, and he had been in the hospital for a little while. And I just had a feeling, when I saw that it really wasn't gonna go too good for him. But David Stern, I as a kid, I always had that when I thought that I was gonna go to the NBA. I've always dreamed about being at the, shaking his hand, getting the hat put on, and hearing. I just remember as a kid always seeing that video of him announcing Michael Jordan coming to the NBA, and he's gone now. He's done so much for the league. He took a league that was not even popular. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the basketball games that before Magic, Bird, and Jordan came along weren't even really televised that much. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really cared about the NBA, but David Stern came in and kind of ushered in a new regime. It opened up a lot of doors for a lot of basketball fans. Not just it being locally, and I say locally, but by America only. Now basketball has reached like the likes of so many countries around the world, and David Stern had a lot to do with that. So want to give credit to David Stern for all his accomplishments in making the NBA what it is to this day. And who knows, guys like Luka Doncic, or however you pronounce his name. Yeah, he might not even know, not even play basketball had David Stern not gotten this thing to be on a global scale. So that's how much of an impact.
Yao Ming.
Dave, yeah, all those folks. You know what I'm saying? Yao Ming, Dirk Nowitzki, all these guys. You know what I'm saying? Tony Kukoc, all these guys that play basketball and probably might not have been able to play in the NBA had it not been for the likes of David Stern. So, but well, I mean, Jeff, when you think about David Stern, what comes to mind?
Making rules against Allen Iverson and Shaq.
Well, he did.
Man, I like helping those rules, man. They were so dominant.
Well, he did that to appease his investors. They were talking about that today. Jalen Rose was talking about that today on Get Up, and he said that they did that. Yeah, he practically did that to appease his investors, but he was all about the players. He didn't, because they did it. They set that rule to do that, but Jalen Rose was like, we didn't follow it. So it's like they still somewhat did what they did, but the players took it upon themselves just to like get into the fashion and put suits on. Iverson.
No, I was saying about the one like the Iverson crossover and all that stuff, and then like Shaq in the paint, those rules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a good dude, man. You gotta think like you said, it wasn't on TV, and like I remember watching the old like Clyde the Glide and all those highlights, and then the Christmas basketball and stuff, but it wasn't that part. I didn't like it when I was younger. Like, I was forced to watch it. That's the difference. I didn't like basketball until, I don't even know, man. I know I used to like Clyde the Glide. I really didn't like basketball that much.
I just remember him announcing Michael Jordan. That's really all I cared for, being a Bulls fan then and being a Bulls fan now. That's what I think about him.
So how you feel like D Rose right now? Because D Rose is balling.
Yeah, he's balling. Talk to me when the Pistons are in the Eastern Conference Finals and he wins.
He won't be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm saying.
Yep, that's it.
D Rose has win. Like, he is actually balling. It's good to see him and be putting up like 2020s and 2010s and 5s. To see him do thing, man, it's good.
Well, I mean, hopefully he has a promising the rest of the year. No injuries, no pun intended. But
he plays a lot harder.
We had a lot of money put on the table for this man when he played in that Bulls uniform, and he said he wanted to be okay when it was time to go to his son's graduation. It is what it is. This is the name of the game. But David Stern, rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Condolences to your family. I'm sure you left them a hefty paycheck for them to go on, but it's nothing like replacing you. Nothing.
I don't know if I'm one of his children.
Oh, that'll work. Jeffrey Stern. I can see that. Jeff Stern, Deacon Stern.
I don't know if he noticed that, but he might. I might need some of that paycheck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's get $1 or $2. I appreciate that.
I don't need much. I don't need much, Pop.
Yeah, just a couple of dollars. So anyway, man, we're gonna move into the next topic. The next topic in What's Poppin' and Pop. For those who haven't seen it, Kevin Hart on the new show. I think it's part of the new show. It covers. I don't know if it's on the documentary, but there was a video that comes out. Yeah, I think it is on the documentary. It's Kevin talking to his best friend or road manager or some shit like that.
It's his trainer.
Yeah, his personal trainer.
His best friend and trainer. It's the guy who trains him.
Yeah, the best friend and trainer. His best friend and his trainer, like Deacon said. And it's just Kevin goes off on this drunken like tangent, and he's talking to his trainer. It's like, what do you say, Jeff? Man, they're talking about he wouldn't have a house or something.
Yeah, you don't know what wealth is and all this other shit, man. I was like,
yeah, you wouldn't know wealth and what. Yeah.
Dude, for you to do that in private is different.
His trainer said...
It's stupid.
Yeah, his trainer said that he's like, man, I had money before this. He said, I had money before this. He's like, yo, would you have a house? Would you have a house, like, if it wasn't for me? It's practically what Kevin said. And this drunken rant, I mean, drunk person is an honest person, so you just accept it for what that is. Now, again, me and Jeff was talking before the show. It was talking about like as far as how like a lot of people feel like they know the celebs that they see, like they think they're just like these nice people, but they're actually just people in general, and some of them can be assholes at times. And this is clearly an asshole moment. You know what I'm saying, for Kevin to come out like that and speak on his homeboy. It's supposed to be his homeboy. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put that. You know what I'm saying, that out there. And it's like, I don't think for the world to see. Like, if me and Jeff had an issue and say like, you wouldn't be there if it wasn't for me, I don't know if I move like that. I mean, I respect them for showing that raw shit, but I don't know if, I just think there's a certain way you move about things, man. And like to even put your mind there. But
my whole thing is, they said he had an apology later. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If that shit was between us, he's drunk and they won't record it, it'd be different. But he doing this shit, it's like in front of millions of people. This supposed to be your boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably if we were drunk, I probably would have, like, if it was me, we probably were drunk, I probably would slapped the shit out of him. And, made him go to sleep for a little bit. He can wake up and think about it later. But the fact that, like, this shit is like, and they got into each other's face and shit's about this.
Yeah,
the fact
they did.
Got this shit, like, out here for the world to see.
Yeah.
This people are seeing this is how he does his friends, boss.
Oh yeah.
Like, he already has for him. Tell you.
But I mean, you know how a lot of people do. A lot of people take one incident and they just run with it through Twitter and say, "See, this is how Kevin Hart really is," and all this other shit. Like, it doesn't stop.
But this is my thing for him. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. I'm gonna get that out. I know that. This is me trying to help him out. He don't need my help. He's rich. I mean, why would you get my advice, right?
Try to help me.
But
I'm trying to help you out.
You see how Hollywood treats after that whole gay incident shit. You know what I'm saying? And what you just said, when they get tired of him, that's what they gonna start bringing up shit. Like when that whole gay thing happened, a lot of people in Hollywood try to separate themselves from Kevin Hart. When that whole Twitter thing and whatever that shit was happening, a lot of them try to separate themselves from him. And now you look at this, like his friends, with friends and stuff. Like when all that shit disappeared, man, that might be something you need to lean on. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
money can cloud your mind a lot of times, man. You can get beside yourself. I know it changes. Money definitely changes the people around you. It can definitely change you if you like whatever you are before the money just highlights that. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's just,
So it just highlights how the truth is.
Yeah, just how you feel about shit, and that's something for him to learn. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's not he damn sure ain't perfect, as you mentioned earlier. You said that on the show that on the docuseries he talks about the situation with him and his wife and how he stepped out on this wife, and then he also stepped out on the previous wife.
Yep, and they gonna start highlighting all that shit. I'm telling you, man, that's how Hollywood is. When they want to come at you, Kevin, all this shit, they gonna highlight it for sure.
Yeah, and just the thing about Kevin, where he's smart, is he puts it into his act. That's like that's a page.
Not always a good escape.
Well, that's a page from Richard Pryor. But Richard Pryor also didn't have Twitter. So I mean, you just gotta not pay attention to the negativity, because they're going to say that. They're going to talk about how bad of a of a person that Kevin Hart is because he cheated on his wife while she was pregnant. And they'll talk about shit like such. They'll talk about like the whole Jay-Z Beyonce shit. Women are always the victim in that case. But I mean, the situations just they do come up, and people do make mistakes. But that ain't for the public to deal with. I mean, Beyonce's still married to Jay-Z. I'm sure money has a lot to do with it. But you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of women, especially like Beehive members, and they encouraging, saying like, "Beesh, I don't know why she's staying with Jay-Z. Y'all don't know her relationship, to be honest, man." She very well could have done something herself. Not to say that that's right to do something equally, but you just don't know the dynamics of a relationship, and that you just got to take everything into account and let them figure that shit out themselves. But they're entertainers to a lot of us, so we just do what we do. and we use that, and we just run with it. But I digress.
Yeah, I just wanted to watch out, man. I know Hollywood does black. That's just my whole thing about it, man. I know how Hollywood does black entertainment. I don't want him to fall in that trap to think he's above that kind of shit.
So I mean, but Kevin, man, Kevin is one of those guys that he's got the personality built for it. I mean, like, you just gotta let go. It's maybe trying to let go of the nice guy image, and then none of this would matter. That's really what that is. Like, again,
gotta turn it Cuba good, man. You see, they going to Cuba now.
Yep.
Women.
Whatever they can do to tear us down.
In Cuba, they said 20 women out there inappropriately touched. God dang, Cuba. They trying to Cosby you, man.
He tried to buy NBC.
They trying to Cosby this dude.
I don't know. Well, I mean, Kevin Hart he's still a force to be reckoned with in the current industry, man. He made his place known. He's been there out a lot. But the thing is, he just put himself out there so much. I can imagine how stressful that might be, man. Trying to do everything all at once.
He's the top comedy black movie person right now.
Yeah.
Most of the comedy movies you see with a black person got Kevin Hart in.
Yeah, I wish we go to a point where we can spread that out again. I'm looking forward to the Coming to America sequel.
Hey, that's the beginning. That calm down. Calm down for a minute.
Coming to America sequel's coming out, and it's gonna have a lot of people in there, a lot of black people in there. That's what I'm looking forward to. The likes of a Wesley Snipes, Samuel L. Jackson, I think, return. I don't know what he would be, because if we remember from the first one, he was the one that was doing the robbing and shit.
Put the money in the bag, fat boy.
Yeah. So we got Sugar Booger just chiming in to the show, and we were just talking about the whole Kevin Hart scenario with like how he talked to his best friend. What was your stance on that?
Kevin Hart, that's not your friend. That's not Kevin Hart's friend. Kevin Hart talking to him like that, like he's somebody else.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I couldn't see myself talking to his man. That shit is like. That's like, yeah,
everybody like you talking down on him. That's wrong.
Yeah, very. That is it's definitely out of pocket. I feel like that, and I mean, apologizing. I don't really know. I mean, you did it, so I don't know. It really depends,
That was wrong.
So the last topic on What's Poppin' and Pop is we're talking about what happened on New Year's Eve on Fox, where they had Steve Harvey and Rob Gronkowski, hosting together, and then in true Rob Gronkowski form, there was this Lego thing of Steve Harvey, and Rob Gronkowski took it upon himself to just smash that shit. You know what I'm saying? And
he kicked it at the end.
Yeah, and he kicked it, and Steve Harvey looked at him and asked, "What is wrong with you?" You know what I'm saying? It just, and he I don't know. Steve, and that was real. That was real. That wasn't part of the show. That was Steve really talking about that. So I want to know, for me, had it been me in that situation, looking at it, I don't like this nigga's really lost his mind. Like, for real. Like, this is what they say true. It could be perceived as true white boy shit that we doing on national TV, smashing shit for no fucking reason at all. What was the point of all of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what really was the point?
I don't know.
But
they said it is still coming out on Fox called Lego Map, but they said Grunt knew what he was doing. Steve didn't know anything about this shit. So his reaction is actually him being like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" That's basically a real reaction. And that's why he try to push it off as how long it takes to get those black Legos, because he's actually fucking mad. He's mad.
Yeah, it takes a long time to make that shit. But
dude, I'll be mad as hell too.
Hell yeah. I doubt Steve was the one that did that shit, but yeah, still be mad. That statue was made, you know what I'm saying? That shit was made for me, and here we are doing this fuck shit. So but
that's crazy. I don't know what he was thinking when he did that.
He thought it was funny. He thought that shit. Grunk is a fucking ass.
He's a troller.
All over. He thought that shit was funny. Have you seen him and his like family?
Yeah, they do.
They are basically like a meme of like straight up.
They do troll. They do like, troll shit. All they do is troll shit.
Yeah. His dad, like his brothers, all them motherfuckers act the same. Look the same. Like that Grunk thing, fucking. I don't know what the shit is. That shit is hella strong.
Yeah.
He does stuff like that all the time then?
Yeah, he does.
They had an interaction together before, and Grunk did some shit. I don't think Steve really likes him. I don't think they like each other for real.
Probably.
Like,
but I mean, you know, that's showbiz, man. You know, you got names together, they put them together, and it drew ratings. I'm sure it got people talking just as we doing right now. But you know, that's all she wrote.
He's like, I don't want to work with him no more.
Yep.
It's like, don't bring him. I don't want to work with him no.
Don't bring him back. Don't bring him to the cookout.
I was like, damn, bro.
No longer invited to the cookout. So anyway, you know, we're moving on to Karumbe's joints and games, man. Yo, what you got?
Recently for me, really nothing much. I'm still waiting on PlayStation to release the game for January. I know we supposed to get a Final Fantasy 7 demo that nobody else has, but we'll see about that. But I'm still waiting on the release of the January game. Like what it is. I just been playing Killing Floor, man. Killing Floor still ain't broke open my Star Wars. A lot of places been having sales, so if you in for that, get it while it's hot. That's about it. Music-wise, we'll go on that later. And
okay, Suge, what's going on with your rant? It's your first show in a long time. What you got?
Well, suicide is my rant. Let me tell you something. If somebody is displaying signs that they are having problems, or they bring up suicide, you need to take them seriously. Just be support for them. Just provide support. Be a friend, a mentor. Don't brush it to the side and assume it's nothing, or that they're being a pain, or they're just, trying to get attention. Take that shit seriously. It's not a game. That's all I have.
Okay, cool. I mean, you do sound like Black Tony on the Ricky Smiley show right now. You still trying to wake up. But, we got it.
I'll explain why, though. Hold on. I just had to deal with suicide watch last November. I had to watch someone for 3 weeks, and I had to take them home from a deployed location in case they were to try something en route. So, yeah, not a fun thing. But this person made around with it. They weren't really serious, but still, I had to take it serious. And I have known people who have committed suicide. So this is why I say that. One of the reasons why we hadn't done this show in a while, because I was busy dealing with that.
Yeah, Jeff, you said you got a rant. Go ahead, man.
Yo, don't go New Year's partying and leave your damn kids at home, bro. Like, these motherfucking fucking fireworks, bro. Leave that shit where it is, man. I don't want to hear that shit at like 3 in the morning, bro. I know you up, but chill with that shit. 4th of July, that shit's okay, but New Year's, bro, they can't try. You ain't in Times Square. I'm in a fucking rural area with damn, like community area. I don't want you to be your fucking fire. Keep that shit to yourself. Say that shit before 5.
Alright. Yeah, so you got 2 rants on today's show. Got a double feature from the Karumbe family. And we're moving into the, topic number 1, being that, Suge just spoke on suicide. We're actually going to talk about, like, why do you feel like depression is as bad as it is in American culture? And also, how do you cope with your own form of depression? Because I believe that we all deal with depression in some form or fashion. And going on topic as how I opened the show for like pretty much the last month and a half, I'll talk about why I feel depression is so bad in American culture. Because of we've drawn attention to it for one. So again, a lot of people, I'm not gonna call them hypochondriacs, but once you recognize what something is, you're like, holy shit, it's almost like It's almost like those late night commercials with symptoms and shit. You know what I'm saying? Saying like, oh, do you wake up and go to sleep at night? You know, holy shit, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So, you know, with depression, it's like once you realize what depression actually is, it's like, man, I do have that shit. I've been dealing with that shit since I was like a kid, and you just learn, like, once you research more, you keep looking up more and more stuff on and realize that, damn, this is where depression comes from. And so, like, I feel like American culture, one, it's been talked about. Some people are taking it seriously, some people are not taking it seriously. I definitely take it seriously because I deal with it daily, and it leads me to the point where I don't want to do shit. It leads to the point where, you know, pain, like, you just sitting in, almost feel like you're just sitting in constant pain to the point where it gets in your back. You know what I mean? Like, I've gotten so depressed to the point I've gotten pain in my back, and like my head is constantly pounding, and it's just like a lot going on at one time, you know, like between financial shit, stuff with careers, stuff with, you know, your family, your love life, everything just all at once. And it's not to say that people before me haven't dealt with worse or anything like that. It's more so just talking about how everybody deals with it differently. And it's not to say that those people that did it didn't have like depression and they just went through with it. But if they can fix it, why not work at it? That's why, you know, I'm in therapy right now, trying to get all this shit ironed out, because like I said, I feel like I'm probably at the one of the lowest points in my life, and as far as dealing with this. So it's like the American culture, I think it has a lot to deal with, like, comparison. You know what I mean? Like, you look at people's lives and shit, like social media will definitely do that, and it shows nothing but highlights. And you'd be alive to say if it doesn't affect you a little, like, yeah, even a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, seeing, like, you feeling like some folks got their stuff together, as far as like even having their families and shit. And like in my case, me not having a family of my own, and it has a lot to do with the choices that I made because of unhealthy, I would say, like, the unhealthy, toxic ways that I've obtained throughout my life that I didn't know were unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like trying to look at the choices that were made. How do I grow from that? How do I change that? How can I be better? Because, like, you know what I'm saying, like, right now it's just not healthy. This is not healthy for me, and just trying to get that together and go forward. But and how do I cope with like the depression? Buy music and Pandora, so easy listening stuff. You know, going to the gym, listening to like I said, listening to music. What else? Healthy eating helps too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're eating life instead of death, you know, like something that's like some plant-based diet. Not to say that I don't eat meat, but like if you eat a lot of meat, you tend to take on the same stress that that very same animal had before it passed away. So that also is a factor. So I mean, it's something that you can do to cope with that. Talking to people, going to therapy, but like, you know what I'm saying, it's talking to your folk, like how me and Jeff talk to each other almost every other day. You know, that's one of my best friends in life. I could say that's my brother right there. You know what I'm saying, my sis too. Whenever we can talk, because I know for sure that we all deal with some form of stress and stressing about something and things that we probably don't even have control over. And it just fucks with you. It just fucks with you, and it just fucks with you. And you try to, you know, you get to a point where you just get tired. You get tired of dealing with the same shit, and you want the pain to go away. At the same time, you gotta persevere in your own way, whatever that is for you. So, I mean, what about you? What do you feel about like depression, and like, why is it so big in America, right? Like, so bad in American culture, and how do you cope with your depression?
I think it's in American culture. I can speak from experience being in the military, for instance, and being a female. You know, even admitting that we have depression or something to us as females. So sometimes we, you know, brush it off or don't seek help until, you know, it comes to a point where it's like, oh shit, you really need to seek help, you know, or we have to get out of the military, whatever they do with it. So we have kind of seem like we're strong, not necessarily, oh, I'm seeking help, you know. And me, how do I deal with it? For me, I actually had a home nurse that would come to see me every couple weeks or whatever. And I still talk to her now, and that's kind of what helped me, you know. But like I said, it's in America as a whole, we're always so go, busy. And then when for example, you have a friend that's battling depression or anything, you know, sometimes you feel like you can't talk to anyone or you trust anyone, first of all, because when you do tell someone your problem, it's like either that person's like, here we go again, they don't really want to listen, and then you feel shut out, and then you just don't want to talk at all or say anything. So you just let things build up and fester. But, I mean, depression can come in, you know, different people everybody has different ideas of what is and what isn't. You know, you hear some people think that it only happens to females, or depression, or this or that. And that's not the case. Guys can have it just as bad. And I think that we as America just don't know how to handle it, or, you know, we don't know how to take care of ourselves or the people around us in terms of like trying to battle it or try to deal with it before it gets worse. And, you know, it's tied into the whole suicide thing. Feel alone, you know, like they're better off without, you know, it builds up to that point, and it can. So I think, like, for me, a lot of things that helps when I talk about things, not necessarily meaning that I'm going to fix to the problem, but just talking about it helps with it, you know. And yeah, for me, I think, I started slipping into that after I had my son. And just like you had mentioned, the whole eating and things, a lot of it goes to play with taking care of yourself. You know, you're so on everything else around, but you don't take care of yourself, not realizing that, hey, I'm slipping in depression. It takes someone else sometimes to point it out and say, hey, something's up with you. But if you don't have that, sometimes you don't even realize that what's going on, or slipping in depression. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but yeah, it took some talking to someone just for them to realize, just for them to be like, hey, you might be, seems like you're showing signs of depression or this, that, and the other. But sometimes in the back of your mind, you just brush it off and you don't think anything of it.
Yeah.
And you're in denial about it.
Wise words from the Sugar Boogies. Deacon Balls, man, what's your thoughts on, the depression being bad in America and how you cope with it?
See, me, I'm always that oddball out, bro. And I look at it as like there's plenty of other countries that have it way worse than we do. Like their lives are less stressful than ours. That our depression is so bad, I think it's because we highlight everybody that's doing good. Like every time somebody, you know, gets a car or so and so, they have to show it off online. And like you were saying earlier, it makes you feel like why is my stuff not together like theirs? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then this whole concept of the American slice of pie and the dream and all of this stuff, we have the image of where we should be. And the image where we should be is always like, Americans have a high image of where all Americans do. Whether it's somebody that's living in a project or somebody that just got in this country, they always have a high image of where they should be or where they're at now. You know, and the fact that we highlight that so much, time you turn on the TV, you see like the nice cars and the reality shows, that's the point of it, and everybody on Twitter and people holding stacks of money up to their face. I know people that go up online and pretend how great their life is, and their life is complete shit. They do that just to make other people, you know what I'm saying, feel bad about themselves. You know, that's the American way, bro. There's people who go online that don't have money at all, but they go online just as it's all like celebrities and people who actually have, but they trolling. We are a place that's quick to like shoot each other down. You look at like a third world country or something. These people are trying to like help each other up as much as fucking possible. Like holding each other's kids or watching each other's kids and like that, man. You gonna look at like an Africa or some Spanish places, like they got a different, like their happiness is different than ours. Our happiness is a lot of the times it's based on how many people like us. It's based on like money. You know what I'm saying? Like we idolize the wrong things, and that's why a lot of the other places in the world look at us bad, man. Like some people, they're in depression because they just want to be around family. You want to be with family. You want to feel needed and loved and belong. But it's like when you go online and some stuff, theirs is completely different from what it really truly is. So I don't know, man. I think we just in America just highlight the wrong stuff all the time, man.
Yeah.
That's why many of our people are depressed, and it doesn't help.
I don't think that's what. I don't really think that. It plays a part in it, but
man, it plays to me. It plays.
Depression's been around longer than that. Before you could put stuff like that on social media and everything,
yeah, but then you have to look at our idolization of what we idolize. You still had the commercials, you had the shows, you saw all this shit.
But a lot of it is not that, though. A lot of it is not that. That's not it. A lot of it isn't. Some people, they just feel. I'll give an example. Like, for instance, I'll use an example. Like the whole thing with when we have. So, for me, it was either shit. I did something wrong, and this is why we're in the situation we're in now. And you kind of like beat yourself up over it all the time, and you put blame on yourself, like it's your fault. And then you're wondering, like, damn, can I do anything right? And then it goes from, like, hey, all this stuff, all of a sudden it starts affecting work. Like my work performance is horrible. Now my boss is talking about me, about how shitty of a person I am, or mediocre, and that, I'm always replacing God. And then you feel like shit again. Because you're like, hell. And then you're thinking, okay, then you're neglecting your other kids because you're paying all your attention to this other kid. And you feel like shit again. And then it's like, oh crap, well, yeah, I have a husband and I'm not paying attention to him. And then we're bumping heads left and right. And it gets worse. So it's not just about like, oh, people are posting this on the media about how they're living and stuff. When it comes to people dealing with depression, this is like real world stuff they're dealing with. It has nothing to do with what they see on the TV about people posting this, that, and the other. It's other things, and I think that's the main thing of what it is. Social media has always been around, that people tend to, there's all kinds of ways. Somebody could have got raped, and that person falls into depression, or it could be a number of things. Or somebody that just came from Afghanistan or somewhere and he saw some shit, he becomes depressed. So yeah, it's many different forms, but I don't think that's the main one. No.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's good. So we got different takes on the idea, on the topic of depression, and ways that we can like cope. So like I said, I think Jeff would tell me like a stress reliever for him is like, again, being on the game and shit like that. So it's one thing you can do. You can do that. You can watch something funny. You can sing. You can do a lot of things. Be around positivity. Like for me, I like to listen to a lot of T.D. Jakes sermons. And whether you believe in God or not, you can take inspiration either way. And there's so many things that you got to do to keep yourself in the best mindset for recovery. And that's what we're trying to do, is trying to be in recovery. A lot of people deal with like shame and guilt over the course of their lives, and you just find yourself getting into a routine. You keep doing the same shit and don't even realize it. And overall you gotta face your fears. Facing fears will help you get over a lot of things. So here's to that. And I don't know, if you're dealing with depression, they have numbers that you can call for that. The suicide prevention lines, or you just need to talk to somebody. Squarespace is a good thing. They have, I think, is it Squarespace? It might be Talkspace. It might be Talkspace. I think it's Talkspace. Yeah, Talkspace is something you can use to talk to somebody with, like when you're dealing with like depression and all that. So. I mean, I think it was a good segment for depression. So hopefully you guys can get yourselves right as much as possible. Moving to our last topic, things we're looking forward to in 2020, and I highlighted a few of the stuff that I would say we deal with. So such as video games, music, and movies. And like I saw that, I was reading an article. They had like the PS5. And the Xbox Series X, the election, of course, the presidential election, that is, seeing how our country will be divided again, with hateful rhetoric and all this shit that's gonna come about. And then of course, new music from the likes of Cardi B, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Drake. And then you got movies like Fast 9, Wonder Woman, 1984, Top Gun Maverick, Avatar 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, the West Side Story, and then Disney has their true to life film Mulan that they're gonna do. So I think it's a lot of things to look forward to, but mostly. I think music would probably be the thing for me. I'm looking forward to J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar always. I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but whenever there's like a Drake single that that rocks, I'll fuck with it. Like I like Energy. I liked 0 to 100 from Drake. Like that type of shit. Really the producer. That's where it gets me, because I'm a producer first, so I would always check what like the production is. Cardi B, seeing what her follow up will be. I don't see her as a one hit wonder.
I don't see her as a longevity artist. I don't see her I don't see her next album being as good as some people say at first.
That's a good question. That brings up a good question though. What is a longevity artist in today's age though? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you consider Wiz Khalifa a longevity artist?
He still got that motherfucker still go gold.
He got hold up, we them boys. He got Black and Yellow, of course. I Roll Up. I mean, like, I don't really know many other. Me personally,
Yeah, he's not a Wiz fan neither, and but I know that. I listen to enough music and follow him enough. Yeah. Where I know his albums all still do good.
That's the thing now. Like, it's literally to the point where you don't even have to be. You can have your own following. You know what I'm saying? Like, the internet for music is that damn big that, let's say we came out with something now. We start getting a little decent following. People, they don't even got to know about us, man. But there's enough room for all of us to eat. And I just, they chose Cardi as like that they were gonna highlight in the main scheme of things.
Her? I don't know.
She's talented. She's talented. I'll give her that much. She can carry it. She can carry a song. She dope. She dope to me. I'll say that.
She should have too high on that pedestal to me.
I mean, it's no doubt they do that to all the stars, and I like how she's just genuinely being herself, though. That's one thing I will respect about her. It's not no multiple personalities. It's the same person. She's like, whether she on IG shitting on the toilet, whether she's like fighting Nicki Minaj at a gala, whether she's doing the Pepsi commercial, she's doing the interviews and stuff like that. It's just she's doing what she's doing and she's being her. I mean, it's not to say that she don't. I'm pretty sure she gets depressed, but a lot of people are depressed because they're wearing a mask. They're not being themselves, especially like in the celebrity Hollywood. So I just think that's pretty cool. Yeah, movie wise, I think Top Gun would be cool, especially in IMAX theaters. I ain't too crazy about Sonic the Hedgehog being a movie.
And
I want to see it.
Avatar 2, I think it's cool. West Side Story. I need to look and see who's going to be in the cast for West Side Story for one.
Yeah, I have to see that too.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big difference maker.
Oh, West Side Gun, see the Butcher, Tom Williams.
Well, you saying it's going to be Game, Kendrick, what is it, Dub C, West Seal for Leah Year.
I don't know.
Ice Cube, How the West Was Won, yay. And then, you know, PS, like, the PS5 and Xbox Series X. I'm not looking forward to the prices. I'm looking forward to the graphics just to see what that's like.
This is my thing about that, man.
Yeah.
And I learned this in the first PlayStation. I mean, the PS3. Get it? Because they might change shit later. Like when the first PS came out, they made it backwards compatible. And then they changed it later and it wasn't backwards compatible. And they were saying the same shit about this one. I got a feeling that they're gonna make it backwards compatible, and then they're gonna change that shit. That's the key. That's why I'm like, I might want to get this now. That way, I can put it later. I don't want to be that one that has to get the older version that's not backwards compatible.
So what you gonna do with the PS4 then?
I'm keeping it. I don't get rid of none of my system.
We keep all of our.
Oh, he's a hoarder.
I'm not a hoarder. I like
Kids try to play him.
When last time you played your PlayStation 1?
My PS1 is not hooked up. Believe me, if I had it, I would be playing it. I got Star Wars on it.
You're supposed to be doing the game reboot, the TV.
Which one?
Need a reboot, Legends of the Hidden Temple. What's up?
Oh yeah, that would be tight.
We've had enough reboot. I'm over reboot. We've had enough.
Rebooting all the damn Disney movies.
Let's reboot My Brother and Me from
Reboot all the
Nickelodeon.
damn Disney.
How about reboot Nickelodeon Guts? Reboot My Brother and Me. Let's see what.
I like Guts. I'll probably still watch Guts to this day.
We'll see what cool Dr. Money and Alfie and them doing right now in Goo. Fucking Goo.
I used to love fucking Guts. I love that show. I watched it too, Phoenix. I love Turtles.
I like the video game.
What? Turtles video game?
Yeah.
Like,
Guts, Nickelodeon Guts.
Man, you need to watch the Turtles cartoon. That shit's good as hell.
Yeah, I still need to get on to that. So yeah, that's roughly the show right there. And I'm glad Sugar Book was able to to be on the show today, and especially talking about something as serious as suicide and even depression, and to just like to feed our audience and educate them on what on the different types of depression and how we deal with our own versions of like depression. It's just, like I said, it's rough. It's really rough. It's hard, especially when you feel like you're alone a lot of times. And it very well may not necessarily be true, but it feels that way. So I mean, a lot of people may not know the severity of what you're going through mentally, and all you can do is just be like, you gotta keep the focus on you and find the strength within, so that you can like I said, you can persevere, because it's not, like I said, it's not easy. It's not easy. You cherish like little things you didn't cherish before, like just even having a conversation or being around like someone and just talking. It really does, like it really does help. If I find myself sleeping a lot more and not wanting to wake up a lot of times, and just feel like you just constantly feel, at least for me, you just feel like you're constantly stuck in a hole, is what it feels like. And a lot of people around you may not even understand that shit. Like you just did, like, again, you can just disappear at times and figure out, like, get over this idea that you have to be, you're like attached to something. Like you don't feel like you know how to survive without them. So you have to find that strength within, to where you can get over that and stand on your own 2 feet. Like I said, it's just tough. But like always, we want to thank you guys for listening to each show. This is the first show of 2020, and we'll come back with more shows. Be sure to follow the 2 Cents Podcast Central YouTube channel, as well as Instagram. Follow the Instagram pages, the official Romy Mac page, and 2 Cents the podcast on Instagram. This is Romy Mac, Sugar Booger, and Deacon Balls, and we out. Peace.